Welcome back to the channel. My name's Tom, and today I'm back with the final episode from the May 2024 Brimfield Flea Market. But don't worry, as of the time I'm posting this video, the July Brimfield Flea Market will be in just a few more days, so I should have videos up for the July show starting in the next week or two, so stay tuned for those. As you can probably see, this video was not filmed the same day as my first 3 episodes, and the weather was not good at all. It was raining like this the entire day, so I didn't end up staying too long. But luckily I did still find some cool stuff. Here's a bottle I've never seen before. This is Crystal Sparkling Beverages. Based on the ingredients I can read on the bottle, it looks like it was a fruit-flavored soda of some sort. And yes, you're going to see a lot of the umbrella in this episode. I apologize, but couldn't be avoided. As some of you may know, I'm into old rotary phones. Well, this is a rotary phone without the rotary dial, which is unusual. I don't think I've ever seen one of these before, and I'm not really sure why it's like that. My only guess would be that it was used as like an intercom, or it would only take incoming calls.
Kellogg 1040.
But I'm not really sure in what scenario you would use a phone like that. If anybody knows, let me know in the comments.
What's with the no dial?
Something else I've started collecting fairly recently is Fiesta Ware ceramic dinnerware. Fiesta Ware was introduced in 1936, and the thing I find most fascinating about it is that some of the red-orange colored ones and also some other colors are radioactive because their glaze was made with uranium oxide. They used this uranium oxide until about 1943 or 44 when it was confiscated by the government for use in making the A-bomb. They then started using uranium again, except this time it was depleted uranium, from 1959 until 1972. From what I understand, the depleted uranium Fiestaware is also radioactive, but not nearly as radioactive as the non-depleted uranium.
It's a Geiger counter. It's radioactive.
No kidding.
Yeah, the orange ones are highly radioactive.
Oh, I thought it was a blue one.
No, it's these ones. It's uranium is what's making them orange. Yeah. Apparently it's safe as long as you don't eat it. Like don't swallow any of the paint.
Oh, I see.
I wouldn't eat off it either, but yeah, they're
I
neat.
think most people that buy that stuff just buy it for looks, you know?
Yeah, well, hopefully they're not eating off it because the other colors are fine.
That's amazing. I never
Yeah,
knew that.
it's just the orange is crazy.
That one, read that.
What's that?
Put that one, read that. Wow.
Just slightly radioactive. Over 100 apparently is high, so 3600 is very high.
That is high.
Yeah. So
How much are the plates?
Which place?
yeah. How much are the Fiestaware?
Well, it depends. If you bought a lot of them, you'd be, you know.
How much is each one?
Each one, well, for the small ones, I'd do 5, and for the bigger ones, 10.
Okay. How much you asking on this set here, cup and saucer? How much for this cup and saucer?
$10.
$10? Okay. All right, let's see. I'm going to look for some more.
Okay.
Just this side.
No, it stopped for a little bit, and all of a sudden, boom. Yeah, he's opened up again.
How much for this one?
20.
20? Okay, so 20, you had 10 on this, 30. Would you do 30 for all these?
Yeah.
All right, sounds good.
I'm not super familiar with the pricing on Fiestaware, but I think that was a pretty good deal in my opinion. The only problem is now I do glow in the dark, but from what I understand, that's fine. It's nothing to worry about. This vendor's been at pretty much every Brimfield Flea Market I've ever been to, and he's got a great selection of small stuff. Probably the biggest collection of small stuff I've seen at any one vendor before. And a lot of the stuff that he has is like old bottles, containers, boxes, things like that. And pretty much everything else you can imagine. And don't forget, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, and hit that notification bell. I've got a lot more flea market videos coming up. And remember, if I get to 20,000 subscribers, I'll do a personal collections video. Thanks.
That's as low as you go. He's leaving in an hour.
Too bad the label on this Pepsi bottle is all chewed up, because if it wasn't, I would probably be interested in buying that. I don't think I've seen one like that before. At least not with the label on it. So of course I've got to stop and look at the character glasses. And I've bought from this vendor in the past. She's usually got a pretty good selection, and her prices are usually pretty good for the most part. The ones on the left are the 1973 Pepsi Looney Tune glasses, but I have most of those in my collection already. This one, though, that I'm holding I do not have. That's a 1979 glass of the Roadrunner and Coyote. And at first it looked kind of faded to me, but I looked it up online, and apparently they all look like that, so it's not actually faded.
Then they'll act like a buyer's buyer for you. What they do is they take the time to find whatever used model you're looking for.
Enjoy it.
Thank you.
Yeah, we had those growing up. My mother still has them. My mother is 97. She'll get a kick out if I bought one to have one like her.
There you go.
Thank you.
So easy to work with. Call them now at 508-413-1000. And they're rocking.
Hi. You have, looks like 7 written on the bottom of this. Would you take 5?
Yes, I would.
All right, sounds good.
Recycling.
Another pretty good deal. I'm always happy to add a new glass to my collection, especially when I have so many that I'm kind of running out of ones to buy, believe it or not. Another thing I'm on the lookout for now is buttons and pins, especially ones of old amusement parks, theme parks, old retail ones, so ones that say like JCPenney, Sears, or like brand names like Zenith, Sony, things like that, older buttons like that. I didn't find anything like that in here, but you never know what you're going to find in these buckets full of pins. The only problem with looking through buckets like this is getting stuck with one of the pins. I'm sure it'll happen someday, but luckily I am up to date on my tetanus shots. Yep, sorry, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
I'll give you some bricks and they'll lay off the ground. going?
Good. Is this your? Oh, perfect.
12, 25.
They were asking $60 for this antique carryall truck. Looks to me like it's probably from the 60s or 70s, I'm guessing.
I think I have it.
And then they wanted 22 for this passenger plane. It's hard to tell how old these are though, because they have done a lot of reproductions of this type of toy. Not saying that is a reproduction, but I honestly don't know for sure. I would guess that's probably from the 60s or 70s.
Look it up online, and there's one that's like way above everything else. But in the there's like, oh, they're in the box. Yeah. Yours is like not bad. That's crazy.
Good luck.
All right.
Here's some more pins. These were $1 each, which is a pretty good price, I think. And I did end up finding a couple in here. This is a pin from the New England Aquarium in Boston. I'm not sure what year this one is. It looks somewhat old, maybe from the 80s, but I really have no idea. I have a video on the New England Aquarium, by the way, from a few years ago, and I'm thinking of doing a new video on that place in the near future with some better camera equipment. So if anybody wants to see that, let me know in the comments. And this button is for a radio station, WCGY 93.7 in Boston. So I thought that was kind of cool. Decided to pick that one up as well. Hi, 2 pins. So obviously it's raining and these tables are not covered. They're getting soaked. For most of the stuff it doesn't matter, but for the electronics obviously it does matter. So this broke my heart. This is an Odyssey 2 game console from 1978 and it's getting drenched. I'm assuming that at least some of the water is getting inside, and if that's the case it is going to rust. Thought these were cool, these old Ren and Stimpy dolls from the 90s. I used to watch Ren and Stimpy back when it first came on. It was almost certainly my favorite cartoon back then. At least the first 2 seasons, and then it got a little iffy after that. Didn't see any prices on these though, but I have seen them go for quite a bit. These are McDonald's plates, mostly from the 90s, I believe. I have a couple McDonald's plates, but the ones I have are older. They're from the 70s. And I'm way more into the 70s, or actually the 80s and earlier for McDonald's stuff. This glass is from the 1964 New York World's Fair. This one is the Hong Kong Pavilion. I've got a few of these. I have the General Motors Pavilion and the Dinoland Pavilion. And I think there's quite a few more out there that I don't have, so I am on the lookout for those. Hi, how much is the glass? It's World's Fair? $4. $4? Yeah, I'll do that. Can't argue with $4. This part of Brimfield has a lot of antique and vintage furniture, which honestly I know nothing about, but I do like looking at it. If I had to guess, I would probably say these chairs are from the 60s or 70s. Same with this bureau and the vanity. But again, I know almost nothing about this, so I could be completely wrong.
Give me the pig to rest my feet.
This Daisy Duck glass was priced at $15, which is just a bit more than I would be willing to pay.
Yeah, exactly.
Army issue? Huh?
Oh, hey, dog. Hello, doggy. All right.
Yeah, I know. I just was thinking of her.
Brimfield is such a big flea market, and there's such a selection of things to look at. I often get overwhelmed, and I'm honestly not sure what to look at next. And I know some people out there would say, you know, you should have looked at this, you should have looked at that. I would love to look at everything here, but if I looked at everything, it would literally probably take me the entire week. And even then, I probably wouldn't be able to really look at everything in detail. There's just so much here. It's kind of crazy. Thought this plate was kind of cool. It has a vintage bumper car on it, and I figured, well, maybe it's from the 40s, 50s, something like that. But it turns out it's much more recent than that. I couldn't read the date on it, but I would say that's probably maybe 20, 30 years old at the most.
That's what I'm supposed to put toothpaste. I have that. He gave it to me. Yeah. It's not. It's an ordeal.
Oh, wow. It's like a cordial size. Right. Yeah. What's the point of because they want the I see.
And we've got more Fiesta Ware. The only problem with this cup is that it has black marks inside it, like from somebody stirring with a spoon. If anybody knows how to remove that, please let me know. Hi, is this your booth? How much are these?
5.
5 each? Yeah, I'll take this one. These fluorescent tube enclosures, or whatever you call them, are pretty cool. It's $1,600 for the pair, but they look like something right out of a sci-fi movie. Really cool. And honestly, this vendor has a lot of really cool stuff you don't see that often, but not surprisingly, it's priced accordingly, let's say. For example, if you want a dolphin to hang from your ceiling, it looks like it's priced at $1,400. Honestly, the price was kind of hard to read, but that sounds about right for a dolphin like that. This looks like an old Wonder Bread store display. Not sure how old it is. I would guess 70s, 80s, but I like it.
How far away are you?
And here's another example of electronics sitting out in the rain. This old radio here is getting soaked. Same with this antique phonograph. That can't be good for the wood. Here's an example of why you should have a Geiger counter if you're looking for radioactive dinnerware, pottery, that type of thing, like the Fiesta Ware. That orange bowl there looks very much like Fiesta Red, but it's not radioactive.
Go ahead and ask your kid what 8-track is.
Or the typewriter.
Or typewriter, or cassette tapes even now.
Or dial telephone. That just blows their mind. That only
I have the two payphones, the one you talk to like this, you put the payphone, and then I have to when I came after because I'm the young
Gone. It's a scrap.
We know this guy in my town. He's gone now, but he used to scrap the old air pumps and all kinds of stuff. The thing was scrap out.
I bought a bunch of, a lot of people did. I bought a bunch of years ago, parking groups, 50 parking groups about 2 years ago. Sold at one of them.
They used to scrap stuff like that, like the Conoco, the board, like all that stuff.
Yeah.
I know guys who are pulling stuff out of the scrapyard. Like,
The scrap yards
And
go
then
on.
once you
They get stuff in. They sell.
now they know.
you sell more than 50 and you get a whole bunch of junk. You know, that is what we like.
Now they know.
All right, take it easy, guys. Thanks.
All right, have a good one.
You too.
Thank you very
Don't
much.
forget to go to that girl. She
No, I
probably
will.
be-
I will. If I
She
get a chance,
probably
I'll
would be
swing over there.
interested.
Cool.
She does all the old like 40s and 30s kids stuff.
Perfect. Thank you.
This is kind of cool. This is a Star Wars Return of the Jedi school kit from 1983. Looks like it's got a pencil bag, a ruler, an eraser, and a pencil sharpener. I would have loved that back when I was in like first or second grade, and I would love it now too, except he had it priced at $45, which is a bit more than I'd want to pay for that. Not sure what they go for, but I probably wouldn't pay more than 15 bucks for it.
I had a horn for a bike horn, but you squeeze it. I was like, that would be on my hand. Yeah, I had
This vendor's also here pretty much every time I come to the show, and he's got a huge selection of toys, mostly from the 80s and 90s. And it's one of those situations where it's kind of overwhelming. There's just so much here to look at. If I had unlimited cash and unlimited space, I would probably buy pretty much everything here.
I don't remember what was open and what we did. Yeah, they were still.
How you doing today, buddy?
Good, how are you?
Excellent. Staying dry, or at least trying to.
Yeah.
I've been looking to buy one of these Disney piggy banks, but almost all of them have the plug from the bottom missing, and of course with the plug missing it's kind of useless as a piggy bank. So I think if I find one that's in good condition, has the plug, and it's priced reasonably, I'm going to buy it.
Very, very hot commodity, though. You're about 50 person that's ass. Yeah, I know. You will. You will. Just keep looking. It'll be around here. Just landed.
I like this phone, but it's priced at 35 bucks. A little bit higher than I'd want to pay. For me, when I'm buying a vintage phone like that, anything more than $20 is usually more than I want to pay. I like this little shopping cart. It says Honda on it. If it said something like Sears, Kmart, I'd be interested, but not Honda, because usually don't have shopping carts at the car dealership. So it doesn't really make sense from that point of view.
Okay.
If I'm not paying attention, just hit me with a stick.
Oh, we can do that. Oh, all right. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
This is a bag full of old Masters of the Universe toys for 150 bucks. I was tempted to buy this, but a lot of the figures are missing their accessories. Some of them are missing their clothes, and they're not in the best condition. If they were all mint, that would be way more than $150.
I'm here, so.
Yeah, it's got a boo-boo, but it's still beautiful.
This is what, wait, is it this
Yeah.
one with the lid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is kind of neat. This is a Winnie the Pooh automatic electric food warmer, and it's from Sears, as you can see in the bottom left there. I would guess this is probably from the 70s. Just a total guess there. Never seen something like that before. He was only asking $5 for it, which sounds like a pretty good price to me, but I did end up passing on it. I love these antique boats and canoes here, but they're in such great condition that I think I would be afraid to use them. And then finally, this motorcycle kiddie ride is pretty awesome. Just based on the appearance, I would say it's probably from the 70s. Didn't see a price on it, but that is really cool. I remember riding those. Back in the 80s, they still had those outside in front of like Kmart, Caldor, Bradley. Pretty much every store you could think of back then. And there you have it. That's the May 2024 Brimfield Flea Market. I hope you liked the videos. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, and hit that notification bell. I've got a lot more flea market videos coming up, as well as store walkthroughs and mall videos. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.